Hey everyone, Reverend Geek here, and welcome to the Marvel Show. This is where I'm going to basically break down some of the goings on, not just with Agents of Shield, but with the Netflix series and the movies coming out. Um, Probably even throw in some of the cartoons. But anyway, so as you can see, there's a new title card for the Marvel show, and gonna work on this. Gonna start to really try to uh, make these videos really shine. But anyway, so let's just jump right into it. Okay, so Agents of Shield this week. The title of the episode was "Making Friends and Influencing People." And we open up with a shot of Simmons doing a little montage, waking up on her way to work, talking to her boss, and you get the idea that she might be working for a pharmaceutical company or something. Until, as her boss walks out, we see the Hydra logo, and you know that she's a double agent. I'm sorry, but uh, given what we know of Fitz and Simmons, especially Simmons, she's not a double agent. I don't. Well, she is a double agent, but I don't think she could actually join Hydra, as in, um, you know, working for their cause. So, but it was a nice twist. It grew the character, grows the character quite a bit, given as Sky and May were talking about at the end, that she wasn't a good liar last season, and she seems to be doing well. I think it was good, given that this is the third episode of the season, and that we actually got to see, you know, we got to see the growth of a character that hadn't really been in it in the first two episodes. Um, I mean, the actress has been there, Simmons has been there in the ghost mind of Fitz, but when we finally get to see the character, we see the growth. So it's just like, it was a good episode. We got to see more of Ward. We got to see Fitz, which that didn't surprise me. The little conversation with him and Ward, but it was good. I mean, we see that this new team, this small team, is working. I think we're going to see more of how some of the new characters are going to fit in, which is something that's good. I just hope that they don't fill in too much with new characters. It's one thing to have Coulson as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. and knowing that his role might not be as prominent, but on the other hand, it's good to see some of the characters build off. But overall, we got to see a little bit more of what Kraken is doing and how that is going to probably lead to some kind of mid-season confrontation. You know that this season, because of Agent Carter being that fill-in episode, that fill-in series for the fall finale or the mid-season finale and the mid-season premiere, you know that they're going to have to do something to kind of like leave you wanting more and watching Agent Carter to get in there. But overall, we came back to Blizzard, Donegal. That was a good thing. That's one thing that they have to do with this show. A lot of shows that try to follow a superhero formula, like Heroes or No Ordinary Family, some of them did well, and some of them failed when it came to recall some of the characters that they had in the past. But overall, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This week was really good. So I guess we'll go into what the takeaways were, and the number one takeaway is Simmons as S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Ward. She's in there. She's trained. She's a trained SHIELD agent. She's obviously grown. Like I said, she couldn't lie last season. I remember there was an episode where they were trying to, and they just couldn't. You know, she was playing that innocent, naive character, and we didn't get that. We saw hints of it, but we saw her fight through that and work through that, and that's really quality writing of the growth of a character. So we got that, you know, and that's something that we've been asking for. That's something a lot of fans that left the series have been looking for and asking for. We get Coulson this week. Another takeaway is Coulson. Well, hold on, let me go back and just focus. So Simmons is as SHIELD's Ward. It's going to be interesting to see how this might take down Hydra this season too. Ward and Garrett being in SHIELD along with all those other agents took them down. I think given Coulson's smarts, he's not gonna just have Simmons as the only SHIELD agent. There's gonna be more people that he trusts within Hydra to take Hydra down. And Coulson as director, he admits though that he's keeping things from people. He's having to, because he is the director now, and that's another takeaway. It's proof that there's going to be things that we're not going to expect this season that's going to happen, and happen for the best. So that becomes something that I think is going to really play itself probably at the mid-season finale and going in, because with the mid-season premiere and then going into what's obviously going to go into Avengers 3, you know that they're going to have to try to build something up for the storyline. So yeah, I think there's going to be something, if they can continue this, which I think is great, that they've got the momentum that they've had, continuing the momentum that they had at the end of season 1 into season 2, and then do what they did with season 1 when they picked it up and tied it into the Winter Soldier. I think that's going to best play out for the series and hopefully bring people back. I really do. I'm going to talk about that on the other part, news and rumors, what I think can do, especially with some rumors going around about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now. So the third takeaway is Ward playing it close to the chest. And what I mean by that is you don't know if you can trust him. It's like, you know, and it's really good. I love this part about the character, because we know that he's tried to at least commit suicide. We don't know if he was doing it so he could try to break out or what, but you know, just the fact that he was there and talking to Fitz, that whole scene, and then just the whole character right now, this season, you know, we're not getting a lot of Ward, but we know something is going to happen. I have a feeling that we're going to see something develop with him as we get into close to the mid-season finale. There's got to be something. There's got to be a redemption arc, probably the second half of this season for Ward. If Ward is going to be back as an agent, he's got to do something big to redeem himself. And you got to wonder what that redemption is going to be. But at this point, he's playing it close to the chest. You don't know if he's still Hydra or if he's really repentive and willing to be S.H.I.E.L.D. And I think that's a good point. I can see him going either way, because given how this is, you know, you could see him going back to Hydra, but if Hydra doesn't know or questions what's going on, you know, there's just too many variables right now. So that's the thing I like about what they're doing with Ward. They keep playing it close to the chest. You don't know if you can trust him just yet. And again, My fourth is the return of Donna Gill as Blizzard. You know, we see that he was a Hydra agent. There was the trigger words that were given that would have caused him to turn against S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time, back with the events of Winter Soldier. So we have to wonder about that, and we have to wonder how that is going to play out. Like, is there still some more people that are like that? And we know he's not dead. They said it at the end of the episode that there was no body found. We saw him kind of freezing himself, and it brings you back to Captain America, where Cap's body is found frozen. So there's those type of things that are there to tell us that he is at least alive, and he will be back. And I think, given that we know of superpowers, that this series actually was the first to introduce superpowers. I haven't heard many people talking about that per se, that are talking about like how they're going to do people that are not mutants, because people are given superpowers within the Marvel universe. This show is the first that really kind of introduces that to us, and so it's gonna be something to see how this plays out, because what I'm seeing right now is between him and Creel, you have two superpowered people that you're gonna need some big guns, and right now you just have secret agents. You don't have anybody in S.H.I.E.L.D. really with powers. There's been rumors that Lucy Lawless could return, but they're going to need somebody to probably have some kind of powers, and as of yet, Deathlock is not going to return because the actor has signed on to another series right now. So we'll see how that goes. So my last big takeaway was the bus is not fixed, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is they're not being funded by Stark. There's no money. They're not being funded by Stark, even though they were able to get a Quinjet from Stark. But they admitted last week that they paid for that, and the bus inside is still shot up from the season finale last year. So it was interesting to see that it brings it back to that raw, because last year was so clean cut and whites and everything, bright colors, and they're in this World War II era station, bunker, whatever you want to call it, as their base of operations, and it just brings back to that point in your mind that as well as they're doing getting these cases solved, there's still something there that just isn't happening for them, and it'll probably tie in with Avengers 3 and how this is going to cure the team. So season 3, if that happens, we'll probably see something of a cross between the two, the clean lines of season 1 with the rough edges of season 2 for how they're moving forward. So yeah, that's my takeaways. My big 3: Ward telling Skye about her dad, and this goes back to a couple of weeks ago when I was talking, and I was saying that how does that play out for Skye? How is that going to play out for her? We saw it. She had the heart monitor on. Her heart rate kept on raising. Is that going to bring out why she's in 084 or what? But that was something that, it's going to go back, and maybe the mid-season is she breaks Ward out to find out what's going on, and the second part is trying to find her dad, and then I don't know where it would go from there, but that seems to be kind of where they're leaning towards. is maybe Sky helping Ward break out and going, or something that happens where Ward ends up being broken out, and Sky goes after him, and the two of them go after her dad. I don't know, but that's definitely something. The other thing, my other big three, my second, is Fitz almost killing Ward. It shows that Fitz is not as insane, or having the mental breakdown that he seems to be having, but it's definitely something is there that's keeping him. I don't know. It was just interesting to see. Like, you kind of felt that was going to happen, but then seeing it happen, and Ward knowing he deserved it, but trying to speak to him. Again, it's that thing. You don't know. You want to see a redemption of Ward. You want to see Ward come back to the team, but I don't know if and how this is going to happen with so much hatred towards him. And then finally, the growth of the team. That's the one thing. Like I said, seeing them on the boat, May and Sky, Simmons, just the whole team. Even Hollis, even though he almost shot Simmons, there's some growth there. The new guy, I forget what his name is, the mechanic, but he's he's learning to handle Fitz until Simmons comes back. So, excuse me, we're gonna have to see how this goes. So overall, out of 10, I'm gonna start a 10-star system. I'm gonna give this episode an 8. It was not the best episode of the season, but it still is keeping the momentum going. I'm eager to see how we go forward from this point. And like I said, I'm waiting now for the mid-season finale. This is the 3rd episode. Next week is going to be a Coulson and May episode, it seems. So it seems like we're going to get kind of like a little derailed and go back to that story writing from the first part of season 1, which I'm hoping it's not, but it kind of felt that way from the previews. But I'm hoping that even if it's just that, every series will have 1 or 2 episodes during a 22 to 24 season arc that is not, a fan favorite. It's that throwaway episode. I'm hoping that this is the throwaway episode, but it might be better than what it was. So, we'll see come Tuesday. But okay, that's my review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for this week, and now news and rumors. So, news and rumors going on about the Marvel Universe, Cinematic Universe, along with the TV show, or shows. So, the big questions right now, I think, are what to do with the ratings of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And the big rumor right now is that Robert Downey Jr. may actually come on the show to kind of give it that ratings boost that it needs. And, that's something you'd expect. I mean, honestly, you can bring in any one of the big 3. And to me, the Marvel Cinematic big 3 are Cap, Thor, and Iron Man, because those are the ones that have their own solo movies. Sure, Hulk does, and perhaps bringing Mark Ruffalo, where so many people want to see his Hulk on the show, that might be where they could go. But I think the money for the CGI to do Hulk would be too much for the series, and just kind of kill the budget. Even the CGI for Iron Man would be a killer, but if you used it at the end of the series, or the episode, that might do it. But I think that's what needs to happen, and they know it, that if they want to bring the fans back, the people that haven't been watching it, you got to have a good episode. I mean, not like a one-off. Like, The Sif episode last year, the Lady Sif episode, was a pretty good episode overall. But it did get that one-off feel, and so you kind of wondered, was the show going to continue that? And it didn't until a few episodes later when we started the Winter Soldier arc. So bringing in a big gun, though, like a Robert Downey Jr. is something that's going to be needed to bring people back and remind people how good this show really is. So, you know, if the rumors are true, I support it, because what else can you do? You have to bring somebody in to help bring the show back up there. So that's good. Another thing that just got revealed is just yesterday, Thursday, Comic-Con, or Friday. It's Saturday right now, but Comic-Con, Disney and Marvel just revealed a Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon. I don't think anybody was surprised at that, given that the Guardians have already appeared in Avengers, and it sounds like it's going to be the same crew. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they do it. It was kind of odd that originally they had Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and they stopped that to bring in Avengers Assemble, which is supposed to be more tied to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but you bring in Falcon, and that Falcon does not look like the Falcon we were introduced to in Winter Soldier. So, you know, I still think Marvel's doing pretty well with their cartoons. I've been disappointed with DC. I really liked some of theirs that were going on, Green Lantern for one. But DC's just ruining their franchises right now. But yeah, I think as we go along with Marvel right now, that's going to be interesting. They're going to be trying to figure out how to, quell the rabid fans, so to speak. But yeah, that's the big thing. Then we also had the rumor this week that Spider-Man might be able. Sony is fearing because Amazing Spider-Man 2 was not well received. They're fearing what's going to go on, and it is one of those things where they've probably killed it. You had four films. Amazing Spider-Man 2 was good. It was a reboot, and people are probably just tired. One of the key things about the X-Men right now is that the X-Men can continue because they've done Origins, they've done Origins and First Class. They're getting ready. There's already talk about an X-Force movie, possibly an X-Factor movie, and other things, which we're going to get into in a little bit. But Gambit's a possibility of a spin-off right now. So that's what they've got to think about when it comes to how they're doing this. So who knows? Sony's they've got the Spider-Man universe, and they can do Spider-Man. You'd kind of expect them to do, even though Netflix is going to have the Jessica Drew series, which would be Spider-Woman. You're kind of surprised that Sony wouldn't have been a little more up in arms about it, because let's be honest. They're gonna want to do something. They want to do something. there's only so much you can do with Spider-Man, and like a Sinister Six spinoff, really? I don't. I mean, yeah, I just can't see going to that. I'm sorry. So there's rumors right now that they're in negotiations to tie in Spider-Man with the Avengers in some way. So we'll have to stay tuned with that. Now, on that, we have the Fantastic Four news this week that they are canceling the cartoon series, not but the comic book series. So, that's another thing where Marvel was hoping to get Fantastic Four back into its, into the family for Disney to start making movies, and I think they would, they've shown that they can do it. We just look at Guardians of the Galaxy this year, little known team, and it was gangbusters. So, canceling the series, that's kind of a bad sport type way for Marvel to do it, but at the same time, I think we're gonna see how this goes. But if Fantastic Four underperforms, I would expect Fox to kind of just give it in. There was talk about tying Fantastic Four with X-Men. I don't think that they're gonna go that way. They have not said that they were gonna go that way, so we're gonna see how it goes. But I'm not expecting people to go to the Fantastic Four just yet. And how would you gotta kind of wonder yourself, if Fantastic Four and Spider-Man are not doing well enough for Marvel, how would Marvel tie those two franchises back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And I think if Marvel and Disney did get those two, they would do it slowly. I think bringing in Spider-Man into the Avengers would be one way. The Fantastic Four, they might go the Netflix route right now, and then somehow tie that in with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But, that's it. That's all I can think about for those. The Netflix series is moving forward. We got the first reveal of the Daredevil logo. And I'm actually excited. That's going to be coming out sometime next year, and then nobody knows what the next series is going to be, but everybody's waiting for the Defenders. So, going forward from here on out, it's going to be treacherous ground. Because one small bad step is going to possibly sink the ship, or start to sink the ship, and Disney's got enough momentum that they can right the ship if need be. But when it comes to those parts of the universe that they don't control, the X-Men is the only one that's doing well for Fox. And right now, there we go again. Fox is looking at the possibility of doing an X-Men series. And that might actually have Quicksilver from Days of Future Past. So that is going to be something that's going to be interesting to see, especially with two Quicksilver. We're going to have the Quicksilver of the Fox X-Men franchise and the Quicksilver of the Marvel Avengers franchise. So we'll go and see how it goes from there. But that's something. I mean, Gotham's doing well right now. It's pretty well received. I'm liking it, and people I've talked to are enjoying it. So Fox is joining in on this. Constantine is the only other, and even though that's DC, but it's the only other comic book series that has yet to debut. It's going to be debuting soon. But right now, all the shows are on right now that are comic book based series with each one doing pretty well right now, except for maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But like I said, I'm hoping we see that momentum pick up. So that's it for the Marvel show today. I hope this does well. watch and try to figure out how to do this better. But I'm going to be recording the DC show next. And then I'll have my Star Wars show after that. Okay? Talk to you later.